It is a short trip to the small city of Middelburg, which probably began as a 9th century fortress. The East Church is much younger though, by about 800 years, and was financed by a tax on wine and beer. The abbey doesn't dominate the city particularly, but it does take up a lot of room. It's the Abbey of Our Lady and was founded in 1125 and added to over the centuries. There are no monks here now, at least none that we saw, but it does house a museum, the provincial administrative offices and the Roosevelt Study Centre. The so-called New Church is a 15th century creation, while the Old Church was built in the 14th century. The tower, known as Lange Jan or Long John, is a total of 85 metres, that's 280 feet high, and is the city's landmark. Zeeland's coat of arms shows a lion rising from the sea and the motto "I struggle and I emerge," and nowhere is this more apt than Middelburg, the provincial capital. It may not look like it, but this city has had to cope with pretty much the worst that recent history has been able to throw at it. Behind the preparations for market the next day, the cityscape looks authentic, but Middelburg was pretty much completely destroyed in the war. First came the Germans, then the Allies, and devastating floods did the rest. Most of Middelburg is post-war reconstruction, and that includes the magnificent 15th century City Hall. In the 15th century, Middelburg lay on an inlet and grew rich on trade and commerce, which is about when these houses were built. Unfortunately, this inlet silted up a few hundred years later, so Middelburg never realized its full potential. But perhaps the future will be kinder to the city. And so we pressed on as evening fell, back to Hamstede at the end of our last full day in the Netherlands. Travelling out of season does have many advantages, but it also means that the days are that much shorter. One of the first things we did when we left Hamstede was to turn right instead of left, so we found ourselves on the beach at nearby Westenschouven, with a view of the East Scheldt barrier. A very important feature of the coast here is the presence of dunes, which form a kind of natural dike. This is vital. The land is flat, storms not uncommon, and although Westenschouven is behind the barrier and so theoretically safe from flooding, it's still a dangerous place to build a nation. It's not vague environmental concerns that led to walking on the dunes being strictly forbidden, but very real worries about the lives of thousands. These dunes are a nature reserve, says this sign, and protect the land from the sea. Trespass causes damage. No entry. Even some of the most important roads through the Netherlands have their opening bridges that you have to watch out for. But in this case it's a lock, meaning that there's an alternative parallel bridge that you can still use. Just for the sake of it, we called the tiny village of Kattendijke, which has, according to Wikipedia, a grand total of 561 inhabitants. That's pretty much all the information there is on the internet, but from what I can recall of the small plaque on the village green, its name refers to the method used to construct dykes in about the 11th century, which gives you an insight into how long humans have been changing the face of the land around here. "27% of the Netherlands is below sea level, much of it reclaimed land. Dykes were built to keep out the sea, then the area between the dykes was pumped dry. This type of reclaimed land is called a polder, and the same basic technique is used today. But there's a problem. As the water is pumped out, the peaty soil dries and compacts until the water table is reached and the land floods once again. To prevent this happening, more water has to be pumped out, causing the soil to compact again, and so on. It's a problem that haunts the Netherlands to this day, and so far no real solution has been found. And so we left the country, an advertisement for human ingenuity over the mighty forces of nature. But humans haven't quite won the battle yet, and nature may well have the last laugh. It's a sobering thought.